everybody, Cliff Barron from Remax here with my weekly update for Milton and Georgetown, Glen Williams area for the weeks of July 26th to August 1st. But before I get there, I want to go through a little thing. I had a question the other day about a home inspection. How does it work? Usually when an offer comes in, there's a 5-day conditional period upon the buyer doing a home inspection. Basically what happens is the buyer comes in, they're allowed in with their agent and their home inspector. They're not allowed to bring in 15 family members to take a look and everything. It's supposed to be the agent, the home inspector, and the buyers. That's it. Basically, the inspection takes 3 to 4 hours. I've seen agents bring in inspectors that have taken an hour and a half, and basically those inspectors are kind of useless. To properly inspect the house, it takes a good 3 hours at least to go top to bottom, roof to foundation, everything. Inspectors that come in and they're done in an hour and a half, they're not doing a proper job. They're just breezing through it, probably keeping the agent happy just because they want to get more business going, and not really doing a service for the agent's clients. So anyways, so basically the agent comes in with their home inspector and the clients, and the purpose of the home inspection is an education process. So you can first of all find faults that you didn't see, because when you bought the house, you were only in there for 20 minutes, half an hour or so. It's basically to find faults you can't see. In other words, when you're looking at a house, you're not going to open the hatch and go into the attic and look for mold or look for proper insulation depth. You're not going to pull off the cover to the panel and look to see if there's copper wiring or aluminum or any double taps or anything like that. It's hard to find cracks in the foundation when you're just quickly going through it. So that's the purpose of the home inspection. Those are the big things, really. Cranks in the windows that don't work, plugs that don't work, seals broken on windows, things like that. So the purpose of the home inspection is so that the buyer can educate themselves and decide whether they still want to go through with the deal. I've had agents who did home inspections and just purposely used that as a negotiation tool to kind of get the price down because they thought they overpaid when they put the offer in. And then they did the home inspection and tried to get this off. Meanwhile, they knew all that stuff, a lot of that stuff coming in. If there's something like there's mold in the attic, that's a totally different story. You have to kind of renegotiate your offer. You have 3 options. You either renegotiate your original offer, walk away, or take it as is. So that's basically what happens with a home inspection. So anyways, I hope that helps clears a few things up for some people and answers a few questions. Okay, getting to the stats. I didn't do last week. I was away last week. So, but this week things are looking good. We had 46 sales this week, as opposed to last year same time 46. So we actually increased 2 weeks ago. This week we've matched. So we're still busy because we've had the COVID delay. Normally this time of year, July and August, it's stone dead. It's one of the worst times of the year to sell, believe it or not, because everybody's away. But right now they're not. There's nowhere to go. They're going to cottages. That's about it, or their backyard. So let's see. We had 46 sales. 27 of those were detached. The average was $1,020,000 and 8 days on the market. So they're moving pretty good. 3 semis sold, average of $819, and 5 days on the market, and 16 towns sold at an average of $710. 10 days on the market. A lot of those towns that sold, the average is a little bit lower because they're the 3-level stacked towns, which aren't as desirable as 2-level because people just don't like stairs, but basically. And then condo sales in 2019 we had 7, in 2020 we had 7. So we're basically on track from where we were last year. And 517 on average, 13 days on the market. So condos are moving. And the interesting thing about that 13 days on the market too is usually there's a condition in the offer that says the buyer has to get, or the seller has to get the condo status certificate, which is the condo docs. That takes about 10 business days. So if you subtract 10 business days from that 13, they're selling within about 3 days. So I sold one last week, I think 2 days. It was pretty quick. Let's see, and then we move on to Georgetown and Glen Williams. We got, this is interesting. In 2020, we've had 17 sales last week. In 2019, we had 9. So things in Georgetown and Glen Williams have really picked up. And it's funny because I've noticed, I always say this, it comes from Toronto, and then it filters to Mississauga, then it filters to Milton, and then it filters up to Georgetown. So Georgetown is always on a little bit of a delay behind Milton. But if you want to see how the Georgetown market is going to do, just look at Milton a few months earlier. And I'm seeing townhouses in Georgetown really starting to fly and prices going up because there was a bit of a gap. The detached were pretty high, the towns were low, but now the gap is decreasing. So what happened in Milton, when that gap decreases enough, all of a sudden the bigger detached start to fly. So you'll see a lot more sales of detached, over 1 million coming up as well. So the average was 14 sales of detached, 860,000 on average, because there were some small detached sold, 6 days on the market. And then we had 3 sales of townhouses at 721 on the average, 6 days on the market. 721 is a pretty high average for towns in Georgetown. Anyways, that's it. Hopefully this helps you out for this week. Any questions, let me know. Send me a DM, PM, direct message, or whatever it is, email or old-fashioned phone call, and hopefully I can help you out. Thanks. Take care and stay safe.